So you bought this you bought this thing. You don't remember where you got it from? If you bought it new or what? My God. Oh, it's never been open. Look like it's ever been mounted or screwed or anything. Holy crap. Alright, so what do you guys think? Let's check this thing out. Been in the box for 30 years. So if you guys remember, the Series 1 amplifiers from Fosgate were really their budget line. They are made in America, but this thing's cool. The box is in fairly decent shape. I mean, let's see what we got going on here. We got some specs. It's interesting that it rates it at dynamic power. 30 watts by 2, 60 watts by 2 at 2 ohms, 120 watts bridged, and we're gonna test all that cool stuff. So anyways, let's check this thing out. I think it's kind of awesome that it's got all the original Rockford packaging. I mean, that is super cool. This thing, there's not much to this amp. She's just a wee little thing. I think it's 7 by 6 3/4, little guy, and I mean it doesn't really weigh much. Hey, please leave some comments. Let me know what you guys think about this kind of stuff. Hey, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that hype button as well. And I'm not going to open this up, but a good friend of mine has some shots of the internals on this thing. And this is a kind of a unique amplifier. So it has a crossover card in it. So this crossover card could be oriented in 3 different directions. So one way is high pass 100 hertz, one way is low pass 100 hertz, and the other way is full range. And I believe you can flip these cards around for high pass, low pass, or whatever the hell pass they got. So we've got all our inputs here, which this is no joke, man. This is no joke. This is our power inputs, are these little bitty spade terminals on this thing. Oh, those are the high level inputs. All right, I'm being stupid here because I did see power terminals. For some reason, it's using just a common ground for there's only 3 terminals. They couldn't even put 4. So anyways, it's just got some little bitty screw down terminals on this thing. And I was able to find this amplifier. I think they made it under different model numbers for a couple of years in the 95 directory. And this one is listed as a 260X, but if you look at the box, it's a 2600, and the amp, it's a 2600. So that's kind of, I think it was just a misprint because above it they have a 4600. So this one would be a 2600. So it's a Series 1 amplifier, 2 channels, 30 by 2, crossover, 0.08. So one of the things that it mentions in here is that it is all N-channel V-fed amplifier. And I'm going to go over what that is and show you what exactly that means. And I'm going to show you the pictures inside. So this amplifier really was using a lot of kind of maybe what you might say ahead of its time technology. So, you know, part of what's going on with this thing that they did was it's got surface mount components in it, not a lot of through hole stuff. You can see all the components on the board are pretty small as opposed to through hole components other than the capacitors and transistors on this thing. And that's really what made this amp really cheap to make and compact. And really the crossover module was probably a place where they saved money. They didn't need an op amp and some switches and some stuff, so they just made a chip that flipped around. And one of the most unique features of this amp is right here, an N-type VFET output circuitry. So in a typical class AB, you have 2 transistors on the output, sometimes 4, but you need them in pairs, and you have an NPN and a PNP. Well, this one's using only N-type output transistors. So in this picture, you can see the right and left channel output transistors, and they are both the same. They're the 15N06. And somehow they're manipulating the circuitry to allow that. So back in the day, before AAV amplifiers came about, the trouble they had was finding a P-type transistor, a complementary transistor to the N-type. So this is a circuitry that allowed to use 2 N-types, right? And there's a lot of stuff going on to allow that to happen. And so, you know, this thing's got some interesting technology going on, and a little bit more on that. Here is really what they're talking about, and I have seen this in MTX amplifiers. You'll see them. They're called the Pure N channel. So really they had to play with the biasing and the phasing to make this all happen. I'm not sure the circuitry involved here looks like some sort of a picture, but yeah, I don't know, maybe it's a little Greek for me. But anyway, so I mean, this amplifier, while it's budget, I think Fosgate was trying out some new stuff, and maybe this was some technology that was, you know, forthcoming. So trying some new stuff on their low-level line of amplifiers, but we'll check it out, see what it does, because I don't know. This thing seems pretty cheap. All right, so this is the first time this thing has seen power. Let's see if she works. Well, we got sound. Well, oddly enough, this thing sounds just fine. It's not real powerful, but you know what? We're going to find out how much power does this thing make. But before we do that, I want you to leave a comment. Do you think this little thing can make 30 watts a channel? No, there's no way. No way. But let's try it. Let's see what it does. All right, we got the Rockford Fosgate Series 1 2600X. Okay, this thing's rated 30 by 2. We got it loaded at 4 ohms, both channels loaded. Let's see what this thing will do. Holy crap. We got 47 watts. All right, we're going to roll the same test. This is going to be 4 ohms dynamic burst. Let's see what she'll do. Looks like we got 50 watts, man. No joke. All right, let's try this thing at 2 ohms. We got it set up for 2 ohms stereo, both channels driven. Thing's rated at 60 watts. It made almost that at 4 ohms. So let's see what it does. We got 71 watts. All right, let's readjust this thing and let's go dynamic on this bad boy, and let's see what it does. We got 78 watts. That's epic. Let's bridge this bad boy. Let's see what she does. 4 ohms. See what she'll do. I turn it on first. They're 45 watts, man. That is crazy. Crazy talk, man. So let's do this. Let's see what this thing will do dynamically. See if we can break 150 watts out of this thing. All right, let's let it rip. God damn, 162 watts. Woohoo! All right, I want you guys to know that I was just gonna end this video, but because this thing was so amazing, I was reading the manual that you can put it in tri mode. So I got, if you've seen any of my other old school videos, a lot of these 2-channel amps, you could run them mixed mono. So we're running a pair of 3-ways and a subwoofer. And it'll do it simultaneously bridged and stereo at the same time. And I want to tell you something. This old girl ain't messing around. I'm speechless. I'm totally speechless. You know, I was expecting this thing to be just a pile of junk. I mean, if it made, 18, 20 watts, that's what I was expecting. But for this thing to put out the power that it did, it made, like 30, 40% more than rated power. And the fact that this thing is new, in the box, never seen power before, I'm impressed. And I played this thing pretty hard and ran it. I mean, you can see it pushing that sub, and that's a no joke sub. I mean, that thing's a decent sub, which is funny because it's from that era. You probably would have bought the Series 1 sub to go with it, which would have probably been half the price of that one. But I'm just blown away. What do you guys think? I mean, is this amazing? I mean, you saw the pictures of inside that amp, and there's not a whole lot going on in there, and the circuitry involved must be magic. I don't know. Like I said, I did see the MTX, had done the pure, what they call the pure end channel. Um, and so, I don't know why. Maybe they did. Maybe if you guys know, leave in the comments. Let me know. Did Fosgate, continue this technology in anything, down the road a little bit more? Because this is, I believe this amps came out around 93, 94, 95. Did this technology continue down the road? I don't know. But I'm totally impressed. And now I was thinking, maybe I'll pass this along to somebody who wants it maybe more than I do. But I think maybe I'll hang on to it. I don't know, but I'm super impressed, and this was was really a lot of fun. I will tell you, with the stupid cheap ass screw down terminals on this thing, it was a bugger to get two freaking wires in these things. They didn't open far enough, and it was really a pain. So anyways, like always, thank you for watching, and watch to the very end for all the supporters of this channel, and all of you that leave comments. Thank you so much. You guys are great. And you know what? We're going to do more Rockford Fosgate this week. Keep watching. Catch you next time.